grabs there.
You got what?
Double power grab.
Double power grab. Well, it's we if only we could reach out across the screen and connect with one another. I nearly didn't remember to do the volume thing. I think they got the first couple of seconds of us going and
just nice and quiet. I think that's best.
Yeah.
I think we're better with the sound off.
I don't know if you bothered reading my write-up on Weegamers this morning for the intro to season 2.
No.
Don't forget to subscribe so that you know to avoid us. It's an interesting way to try and garner subscriptions. I'm not sure it's the right way to go. but it's honest. It's very honest.
Stay away. Do not dump bodies in the river.
No, dumping in the river is a very foolish way to dispose of bodies. Anyone, even an amateur, should know that. But I really don't think that in this new season we should go down the route of discussing how to best dispose of bodies. I'm not sure it's sending the right message to the type of audience we're wanting to try and draw in.
It's something we don't like to talk about, and I think people should be more open about it.
I think in all sort of honesty, talking about it kind of undermines the art of doing it.
There's that, I suppose. Yeah.
Like that time I cleverly disposed of the evidence in a quarry. What quarry?
Don't say that we'll get exposed. I've got bags and bags of lime out there that I've got to do something with.
Well, it's about time. It's about time you had a patio.
We do need a new patio.
Yes. See, I always thought a good trick to throw the peelers off would be to build a patio for your neighbour.
I see what you've done there. Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old tales of the unexpected, killing the husband with the leg of lamb and then serving it up to the policemen as they come round?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
See, there was ways and means. I mean, I wonder exactly how many patios you would have to build before they would just say, you know what, it's one person, it's not worth looking.
I think after Brookside, it's just a red flag now to him, isn't it?
What do you think, Inspector? Should we dig up his patio? I'm not falling for that one.
I think police officers everywhere up and down the country have all got really nice patios. I think they dig them up. They're just looking for slabs, basically.
Yeah.
Excuse. We'll have that. We'll have the birdhouse. Come on.
Yeah. And I quite like that awning over the back door. It always reminds me of that class bit in Porridge where Ronnie Barker, chatting about the jobs he's done in the past and the difficulty of the wives being at home on their own. And he says, well, what did you do about it? Well, he says, last year I wrote the missus a letter and I said to her to be sure that she should make sure and dig up the allotment and plant some fresh vegetables because she was sure to find some carrots there and it would see her through a hard and difficult winter. And 2 days later, the police arrived and dug up the entire back garden because they thought he was sending her clues to where he'd buried the treasure.
Save him a job. I
Yeah.
could do that.
He says he tried it about the chimney to get it cleaned out for her, but they didn't fall for it a second time.
We were watching something this week and I thought, I recognise that actress. Where's she from? And it's Ronnie Barker's daughter from Porridge. I can't remember what it was that we were watching.
Oh, yes, I know who you mean now.
She didn't do that in it, I know that much.
She did in Porridge.
She did in Porridge. But,
She says, see, Dad, I'm not embarrassing you this time. He says, what do you mean? He says, I'm not wearing a bra.
Seen that in so long. But she was in something. I can't remember what she turned up in. Oh, I don't know. Brain's gone.
It'll come back to you. It'll come back to you. But hey, it's understandable that your brain's gone. Did we say good morning to Graham, by the way?
Oh, I haven't got my comments.
Have you not got your comments up? You bad boy. How on earth will Graham cope?
Hey, Graham, morning or more. I'm going to say morning to Graham.
Yeah, you do the typing thing because you're better at the typing than the talking.
Multitasking. Look at that. Oh no, I can't spell though. That's gone downhill straight away, isn't it?
Well, you're a games producer. I don't think spelling's really high on your list of required skills.
Do the colouring in. There you go. Hey! Graham has been morninged.
There we go. That's nice. It's nice to acknowledge. And good morning to I feel sorry for the people who are actually tuned in and watching. They're probably watching for ideas, and that's why they're not commenting. They're sitting going, let's see just how badly they do this, and maybe I can do better.
I think Graham just tripped and fell on the keyboard. I don't think he meant to do that.
No, it's probably like, and you know the way in your messenger and your phone and that you can like pre-decide. See, even Facebook's doing this now. Whenever you go to reply to somebody, it gives you a set of like 2-word pre-generated answers, like "looks great" or "good work."
I mean, how lazy is it to
I
not
thought,
fucking...
yeah, like really. And there's like birthday posts for people, and there's the automatic reply, so you don't even have to think of what to say to them.
I sometimes forget to do congratulations to somebody, and I think they see all kind of animated balloons, which is just that's too much joy. I'm not saying. I mean, I'm happy for them, but I'm not sending them that much joy.
No, I tend to offer them things like "May your underpants fit comfortably today" and things like that there as their birthday hails, because I think give them something special and that's unique to them. May you not choke to death on your cake.
Don't die today. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you know, stuff like that there. It may be raining outside, but it's not raining in your heart. Happy birthday.
That makes me quite nauseous. You just
Yeah,
saying that.
yeah. I feel that I missed a calling working for the likes of Moonpig or Hallmark or something, because I think I've got an interesting take on, you know, James may be dead, but think of the insurance. Condolences at this difficult time.
Have you seen what is it? 50 Days of Summer, 500 Days of Summer.
No.
That's what it's called. The main character in that works in a greeting cards thing, coming up with exactly those kind of things.
I've been pipped to the post already. I feel cheated.
Yeah.
First
movie, that.
First episode, season 2, and I feel cheated.
Mando. Have you seen Mando yet?
Well, I might be watching some of it, but just don't ask how. Yes.
Oh, I've been enjoying that. I watched the other one yesterday. It's episode 2. Have you seen that one?
No, I'm only one up. I've been rationing. Well, I've been rationing for 2 reasons. One is I'm still eking out the last couple of episodes of Arkham Country.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's quite good. There's definitely some pulp TV material to be had in there.
That was all right.
Yep. And I have to admit this. I've been enjoying season 3 of Discovery.
How far in are you?
I've got last night's episode to watch.
Yeah.
Is that where the enjoyment ends?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. But I've the third of what we got. The first 2 I thought were great, and then it's sort of rolled back to its old format. But I actually quite enjoyed the stranded on the planet kind of bit. But as ever, they seem to rush back to the straight plot again. But
yeah,
still quite good.
I did sort of think, though I don't really enjoy Burnham's character. I kind of liked what they were doing with her. And I thought, okay, she's being a bit different. She's being a bit of a rogue now. This could be interesting. The Orions, and thought, we might be in for an interesting run. And then Discovery appears. I'm like, there was...
Yeah, I think you could have kept them apart a bit for a bit longer. That first episode, in fact, the second episode wasn't bad, with the kind of the Wild West kind of show. I thought I quite enjoyed that. And then it sort of rolled back a little bit. It's like Voyager. Well, let's create some conflict and then end that by the first episode. And then they're all kind of...
Yeah, I did feel a little bit cheated that they created this whole, the Federation's fallen, and very quickly, too quickly, we've kind of found out why and how, and they've already made the first building block at fixing that. I sort of thought
they could have teased that out a little bit.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them getting battered about a wee bit, and Burnham and her pirate mate Book having to do a bit more ducking and diving, kind of, Arthur Daly of the 23rd millennium.
Because you could kind of say, okay, they're the only one with dilithium going around, and literally just a fleet of pirates and things just chasing them, like what are they called, the Reavers.
Yeah,
that kind of.
Yeah, that could have been quite. Though by the same token, even with that lone Federation ship, I was immediately seeing a big sort of, I'm getting the feelings of Andromeda here, if you remember it.
I do, but I never watched it. It was kind of one too many space shows at the time. I heard that was a Roddenberry one as well, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, we see that's the thing. It was, and the idea there is you've got this lone, unique flagship of I can't remember what it was called. Somebody will maybe remember that it was like the Confederation or the it was something beginning with a C. I'm pretty sure. The Commonwealth, that was it. And he gets like stuck in a black hole, and then in the future, another ship manages to pull his ship out of the black hole, and he's like, "Oh, this is terrible! And we've got to restore the Commonwealth. Who's with me?" And they're like, "The Commonwealth? That is but a distant memory in our heads."
Oh, okay, right.
And hey presto, he sets about. And one of the first episodes is an old Commonwealth space station, and of course. Yeah. Everyone's dead, and it's the descendants who still follow like a religion, and the whole thing about the believers. Then maybe
like the 17, still doing the stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a bit close to the bone. But yeah, I was kind of getting Voyager a bit in it too. The whole we're all on our own. Somebody.
I just quite like that. I thought that new setting was a bit. I don't think. Fresh particularly, but it was just something that you hadn't kind of seen before. I like it when it just takes them out a little bit of their the crew comfort zone, really. And I thought, that could be quite good. But yeah, they did sort of run back to the main plot quite quickly. But
and I think the only thing sort of in their favour so far is that they've only now got kind of three advantages. One, not many people know that they're there now. They've got the dilithium to run away from pretty much anybody because now seemingly dilithium runs out as well really quickly. But that whole thing that they're antiquated should mean that pretty much anyone can walk up and whop them around the back of the head and they can't do an awful lot about it. Yeah. So we'll see. It's got promise.
It's not bad. I must admit that the first Mando one was a real kind of a real fanboy pleaser. I thought, and you put me on Tatooine. Sorry for the spoilers there, but put me there, and I'm happy as Larry, quite frankly.
Yeah, I do like the meme that's going around for the fella. I can't remember his name. The actor that's currently he's been rushed into hospital after having had a severe accident. He's injured his back, carrying the entire Star Wars franchise on it. Oh! Thought to myself,
it's pretty good. It really is. I really do quite enjoy it. Yeah. I'm quite happily this is the music for a couple of hours. That's always good.
Well, they do seem to be this is the way because seemingly they're talking now that Discovery Season 4 is going to follow Mandalorian in the use that that big 360 sort of computer generated stage that you use now.
Yes, and I can't remember the name of it now. It's gone out of my head, but
it's got a really fancy name because it's really fancy. But they're going to do that, and a couple of our shows have sort of looked at it, especially with the whole COVID thing, and thought, "Ooh, that's clever."
If you can do it that quickly and produce it to that kind of quality, then no worries there. It looks great.
They've got some little guy called Dwayne at a computer going, "So you want some rocks? There's your rocks." Yeah, but I want the rocks to explode. Okay.
You haven't got on Disney Plus. They did a good. I think it's called The Gallery or something, and it's basically just a behind the scenes thing of the technology and interviewing the directors and the cast and bits and pieces. The sort of good stuff you'd get on DVDs in the past. It's a little companion series to it, and they go into all of that, and it's the clever way that it maps it with you. It maps with the camera, so when the camera moves over there, it fills the back in. So you're only ever bothered about that bit that's in your viewfind. It's really clever.
Very, very smart stuff, and it's kind of scary just how good. Like I watched the bits of it where in the first season, the bit where he goes down to the wee cave and there's little like lizardy things and all, and it's like to discover that other than him and the stick, 2 rocks were real and everything else was CGI, and you were like, "Oh, we're living in the future."
It's because they can project the screens and light it from every single angle. Because considering that it's basically just a tin can, everything reflects off of him.
Yeah,
That's how it adds to it. But there's a bit where he's sitting down. I think it's when he get injured and little baby Yoda heals him kind of for the first time, and it's sunset and it looks fantastic. Oh, that's a great location. No, it ain't.
Yeah,
it is a blanket on the ground. They put some sand over, and that's it. I mean, wow, that's very, very good.
but it shows you how close we are now to the senses being filled. Because they're going to be able to stitch together stuff like the president being kidnapped. My God, the president's actually been kidnapped, and three guys with a Ford Transit van are going, well, there we go. Now they think we're in a plane flying over the Atlantic, and really, we're in his basement.
I think that's the plot to Inception, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. Well, I never claimed to be original. I mean, I'm original, but I never claimed that any of my ideas are. They're all fueled by caffeine and nightmares.
In that order?
Well, yeah, you've got to have the caffeine to get the nightmares. And then you take more caffeine to wash away the nightmares. And then you get new nightmares. Isn't that how it works for everybody?
I lost you on the second set of nightmares, really. I wasn't sure where I was.
I don't know. You're drinking smoothies, you big health freak. Look at him with his purple smoothie. Oh,
that's my wife's nickname. No, ignore that.
Pardon me?
Nothing. Ignore that. Edit that out. Might be fine.
And there we go. You seen it first. The first level of smut in season 2 came from Carl's mouth itself.
All right, to drag that.
Let's bring everything
get back down to my level where I'm comfortable in the filth.
Now look, Carl. Seriously. I mean, we went to the lengths of naming this show after you. I think it would be nice, especially in the first episode of the new season, to at least mention Crooked Dice.
Can you give me a bit more? I can't really remember. It's been a while.
There's this company, okay, and you've essentially invested like your mortgage into it, and if it goes under, you have to get a job again.
I'm there. I'm remembered. It's been busy. Sorry that much. It's all go.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because last time we spoke to Carl, Kickstarter was about to go live. In fact, it had possibly just gone live.
No, see, that's not that long ago, but that's like a distant memory now. It's like
exactly. Well, we've got the whole combination of the stress that a Kickstarter causes, the stress of not having a pay between the Kickstarter starting and ending, the stress of COVID and life and work and sadness and depression. So it feels like weeks, but it's been weeks. It's been at least 3 weeks.
It has been weeks. Cool. Yes, so Kickstarter, we did all that. That's all done. We've shipped out about 30 pledges already. Actually,
how many did you get in the end?
About 152, I'm going to say, which was pretty good going considering everything else that was going on and what was in there. But we added the town guards and stuff into it to protect you from the orcs, and they were really popular. So we've got most of those. I think we're waiting on like the personalities from that set. There's a noble and a merchant and a sheriff. So I've got to get those mastered and the stretch goal bits. But once they come in, we've shifted kind of people that just wanted the orcs or just wanted the smaller war bands. They've been shipping out. I really want to kind of get rid of everything by December, really, before it all gets an extra level of complexity with kind of Brexit. So we'll get that as quickly as we can. So hopefully people have those before Christmas. But yeah, it's going all right. Just planning the next.
Otherwise, come December, Crooked Dice will be sending lots of happy birthday and Christmas presents to my dear beloved cousin in Canada and France and Germany, and this guy's got a lot of international relatives. I'm
thinking we'll be like Radio Caroline of the miniatures industry, and we'll just be working out of a little little dinghy somewhere in the channel.
Crooked Dice Pirate Radio.
I could do that. I'd do the voice. Have a parrot. It'd be brilliant.
I think there should be more pirates in life. We should all. I mean, we've got like an International Pirate Day, but I think we should have like a pirate month or something. Like Halloween. I think Halloween should last about a week and a half.
Or we just redo it, and it's the Piratine. I think there's probably a better name for it than what I've just come up with.
Probably Pirate Eve. Yeah, it lacks a certain je ne sais quoi.
What about just calling it Yar? And that's it.
Yeah, that might work. Though a lot of people might think it's a tribute to the former security chief on the Enterprise D.
It's got to be something with Tide in it. To see what I've done there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah. So, we'll take ideas and postcards. People send them to the usual address.
Yes.
We need an international pirate festive holiday where we can just have like a week of piracy, not actual piracy. let's not belittle a very real and horrible thing that still goes on, but in a jovial sense, pieces of 8 and stuff like that. There, if only there was a month that kind of October. No, there's not even a month that really sounds piratey. You're now starting to sound R out with all the months.
I'm going January.
I knew you were doing that. You're so predictable. January, February, March.
Oh, that'll do. I can't be bothered to go any further than that. January's fine.
Yarch.
That's quite good. This has got legs.
No, it hasn't. It can barely crawl, and somebody should put a round in the back of its head and kill it before it even gets a chance.
I need to invite to get this going.
It's trying to make it. It's trying to look like one of us.
It's
trying to look like one of us.
Ideas.
But your Kickstarter, the nice thing about your Kickstarter, of course, and you're very honest about this, it's not a case of, oh, here's a Kickstarter, and if you don't back it, well, screw you, hippie. You're not getting any miniatures. Because your Kickstarters are quite honest. It's, hey guys, throw me a pile of money, I'll make these new miniatures and molds. Yay, you people that back them, you get your miniatures now, and you poor people, you can just buy them in 2 or 3 months' time when you can afford to. There we go.
Well, there's no point in being coy about it, because that's kind of what Kickstarter is. It's meant to raise capital to be able to do the expensive production.
Oh, it wasn't a criticism.
No, it wasn't either. But I'm saying I completely agree with you. I don't think there's any kind of point in being coy about it. It's to raise money to pay a very expensive kind of casting bill.
Yeah.
So I try to do everything else up front so that it's kind of ready to go for that, and then give you a discount for being lovely enough to back it.
Yeah, you are actually being the good boy by going, I'd like you to invest in me so that I can add new product lines. Thank you very much. And everyone goes, I don't care what he said. I want the toy soldiers. Here's some money. Give me the toy soldiers. Thank you very much.
Well, this one was a bit more difficult because the fantasy stuff, I think you said this before, there's a lot more of it. It's a bigger audience, but of course people have got a lot of that stuff as well. So I know it would be difficult, but I really, really wanted to put those Otherworld sculpts back into kind of production with the Goblins and the Wolf Riders because they're just lovely.
Yeah.
So, it did what I thought it was going to do in difficult times. So we'll try and get the stuff out to people as quickly as we can. And I've got some extra bits that John Pickford sculpting for me. So there's an Orc Shaman and another Champion, and there's a little kind of camp set that can go with the Boggarts and bits and pieces. So we'll add other stuff to it in retail.
I don't think you're allowed to call it camp anymore.
Are we not? I'm struggling for another word.
I'm not sure what do. Oh, do you actually mean a camp set, as in for camping?
I do camp set rather than Charles Hawtrey. Yeah,
right.
Charles Hawtrey miniatures. Yeah,
right. It's just when it was retro miniatures, I thought you'd kind of completely sunk into the whole retro frame of mind there as well.
No, I think there's probably a very strong camp line that you could do if you needed to. I haven't got any problem with that.
Oh no, there's no shame. I mean, it literally was like in my late 30s before I realised why Camp Freddy was called Camp Freddy in the Italian Job.
Did it take you that long?
Yeah, no, honestly, it really did. It took me into that. I'd watched it so many times. A really odd name. I just always thought it was like, you know the way there's like Camp David for the president and stuff like that there in America. I just thought it was a name. I just thought he must enjoy hiking in the fresh air in the mountains.
Well, to be fair, Camp David is really camp. I don't know if you've ever been there or not.
Nope. I haven't, but yeah, I always thought the Camp Freddy just was an unusual name because the guy liked the great outdoors.
There's got to be a drag act which is called Camp David. There's got to be, hasn't there?
Bound to be something like that.
There isn't. Where that needs to be rectified immediately.
Yeah, but the realization of that there's been a couple of things in life I've sort of dawned on quite late in the day. Like the first time ever I was in a Virgin Megastore. I would just sort of stand there leaning, looking at a video cassette of Robocop, and suddenly notice they would go, "We're in a Virgin."
How old were you then?
Like 13.
That's fair enough.
Yes. Oh yeah. I wasn't like 30. I mean, you know. Though I do have a couple of friends who are like 30 or older and would still have to say that.
I would say that there's an English for it. That's young ones. Young ones basically turned that into an insult overnight, didn't they?
Sorry, Carl. Apparently you're too cute.
Flags of war?
Yeah, you're too cute.
You dig it the most. Damn straight.
You see, we said it first. We always knew you were lovely. Matt and Lucia had a character called Queen Irene.
Oh, there's some fantastic names out there.
A Charles Hottery figure would be nice, though. Yeah.
I really would like to get round. I've got Ernst doing so much stuff at the moment to just do some little head sprues from those particular movies, because you could just put them onto any figure you wanted.
Yeah, but some of them you are going to have to give cravats to for them to actually work.
Yeah, or maybe a ruff, for carry on him. But I'd definitely like to see those. That's Ian, by the way. I've just realised that's Ian saying I'm too cute. He's cute too. Lovely beard.
Gosh, the entire episode's gone about camp now. That's lovely. I do like that, because you know what, it makes it a happier atmosphere. Talking about the head sprues and talking about all the rest of it. Let's once again, jeez, folks, this is hard work. I tell you, you think this is good crack on a Saturday morning, sitting here chatting to Carl, but it's like drawing the blood from him to get him back on target about crooked dice.
Don't get this off Ronnie Renton, do you? He's a pro.
Ronnie's a pleasure to sit and do a video with, because basically you go, "Morning, Ronnie," and for 35 minutes you get a non-ending stream of consciousness, and then he goes, "And that's about it." And you go, "And how are you otherwise?" "Oh, I'm fine." You go, "That's great. Well, it's been lovely talking to you. Bye bye."
Well, that's not a million miles away from that.
No, you are a million miles away from it. It's like, let's talk about crooked dice. No, I want to talk about swans and people from anime. No, we need to talk about the miniatures, Carl. Yes, well, they are nice, but...
I know, next week, otters.
Otters, and where vanilla flavour comes from. So talking about the Kickstarter, obviously the Kickstarter makes part of the job easy, because it's a case of, hey folks, here's some miniatures. Do you want them? Give me money. But by the same token, where then does Carl's source of ideas come from? Because you keep doing this. Literally, we could turn on every Saturday morning 7 TV, and at some point you'll say, "Oh, I really must get Ernst to do heads, guns, arms." But it's like I imagine there's these post-it notes behind you or on a wall, and it's like a million and one ideas. When do you finally get the time, or how do you finally decide to go, yeah, okay, let's make a Scooby-Doo gang, but we'll call them Canine Investigators?
It depends. It's trying to fit it in with all of the other stuff that's going on, because we've got regular releases that we try and that come out monthly anyway. But it's all the stuff with the other products. Like at the moment, we're trying to do some fantasy stuff, so that when fantasy comes out, there's stuff for people to play with, and also there'll be a little Kickstarter around that as well. So I'm trying to get Ernst to work on that, but at the moment, he's working on all of the stuff, the lurkers from the Deep pack, which might come before it as well, and they all need 8+ minis in there. It's just trying to schedule and fit it all in. There's loads of stuff on that I've got on my exciting list of things that we've got to try and get round to. But trying to find the time and fit it in with all the other product bits that we've got coming out as well. But yeah, it's stuff like this, or talking to Peter or talking to Helena. Oh, we must do that. Well, that'd be a great idea. Well, and then I another like half a dozen things to the list.
The Island Priest really is one of those examples, because the Island Priest, I mean, you've been talked at for some time about the Island Priests, but
yeah,
it seemed that
2 or 3 times people have raised that. It's because I wanted to do comedy characters for absolutely ages, and I thought that is a perfect little self-contained 4-set. That
yeah.
So even if I didn't do any of the extra characters around the edges, that's quite a nice little one. We did the Children of the Fields one, which is kind of a bit like that as well, because I think that's just a nice little homage. Those ones.
Do you think the Children of the Field are comedy?
Well, bits of them are.
Okay.
But yeah, the Island Priests, they are being mastered at the moment. I hope, if I'm really lucky, I might get those out in January, but it might be February.
We will wait, especially since we know we're getting a milkman and a bishop and a milk float.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do in there.
You have to have a villain cast.
I know you do. I have spoken
to
a certain supplier about a milk float and a parochial house. So hopefully that will be coming at some stage as well.
Several suppliers immediately come to mind, but since you seem hesitant to mention their names, I won't. But I could sit and list names and see when you kind of flinch or something. I mean, we could Sarissa, we could go Foreground. Oh, I know who it might be, actually. Now I've just thought about it. Geography has kind of kicked into my head, and geography and former friendships, and we go, oh, I know who it might be. Okay, well, he better not say it out loud.
Matrix, I'll have Kung Fu and Geography.
Depends how dark you like your comedy. Look, laughing at a horror film doesn't make it comedy. It just means you've got issues. Oh, I love those Friday the 13th films. I tear myself apart laughing at them every time.
You don't laugh at those things. That's half the fun, isn't it?
They are a little bit mirthful, but they're not comedy.
No, but Children of the Fields, in that little 4-pack there, at least 3 of them, I would say, would have appeared in a comedy show, would you not?
Well, yeah, all right, yeah, fair dinkum. But I suppose it's
the cast. You're absolutely right. No, there's Wicker Man. There's not many laughs.
Yeah, the Wicker Man wasn't funny. Sean, I think the fact that we're all here on Saturday morning, loosely talking about Tiny Fight Men, we've all got issues.
Sean Parker's just said it depends on how dark you like your comedy. I like my comedy.
That's literally what we've just been talking about, Carl, and I've just replied to his next comment.
And it seems lovely.
Somebody slap Carl. Shocking. Right, so what we finally got to the bottom of there was that basically when it comes to new releases from Crooked Dice, we are completely at the whim and whimsy of your mental state and just sitting there in your throne room kind of looking and going, yeah, let's make those.
By throne room, do you mean outside toilet?
By throne room, I mean bathroom, because let's face it, that's where blokes do most of their good thinking.
No, brushing my teeth and in the shower, all the best ideas.
Oh, you know what would be awesome?
There you go.
Semi-naked nuns with machine guns. No, that wouldn't be awesome. I don't make those kind of games.
Is that a scene in American Werewolf in London? I'm sure that is.
I'm pretty sure it's a scene in the film Nuns with Guns.
I've never seen Nuns with Guns.
Yeah, you haven't missed much.
Is it Robbie Coltrane?
Sean would like it. It's a comedy. Hey, speaking about weird characters, not weird characters, but you like comedy but outlandish. You know, and this will sound possibly slightly crazy to you, But you know what I always thought would fit in with your Apocalypse TV, and possibly for the guys who are starting to use a lot of your stuff for Gaslands?
Yeah.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. You know the scene on the top where all like the flowing ribbons and everything?
Priscilla on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a Gatling gun.
Yeah, even better. Yeah.
Or a harpoon gun.
What's his name? Oh, I've forgotten his name. Actor. I can't remember him. Chancellor. What's his name?
Your man.
Your man.
Trent D'Arby.
God.
No.
Trent D'Arby. I think he's in it. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Sign your name across my heart.
Good voice. Whatever happened to him? He went mad, didn't he?
I think sadly he did. It's, it's one of those things. Fame, fortune, lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's all sad. Yeah, so we noticed you didn't write down Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Obviously that's never going to happen. He's writing down Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Quick, guys, he's in that frame of mind. Any other good ideas?
It's like, the window's open, quick, fire, throw, they're in. Hey!
The rebel base will be in target in 3. Oh, dang it. It didn't go in, it just impacted on the surface. That's what she said.
You didn't do the called response there.
I didn't hear you. Stay on
target. Stay on target. The other person has to say stay on target again. That's just the law.
Sorry. To go again.
No, it's
the moment's gone now, is it? Look, use the force. Speaking of force, I've been forcing the issue. I've been doing a little bit of Star Wars Legion work in between times. But I'm quite pleased. I've given them lightsaber reflections.
Oh, you haven't done one of those fancy LED lightsabers that I keep seeing people doing. I don't even understand how that works.
No, but that would be because I've got a life.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's not much of a one. It's what I would call an excuse.
Some of those ones that I'm seeing from is it like Skullforge and people like that. What you got there? Oh, hello, for little man. Look at him.
Getting there.
He needs to put some weight on, doesn't he?
He's getting there. Well, he's got 2 forms. Let's not forget, in the other form, he's got all the protein.
He's got a lot of the wind machine going on there. We got look at that.
That's what Saturday afternoon has in store for wee Andy.
Nice.
Now I did do a little video actually of the starting of painting Mumra. The Abomination.
Move along. Nothing to see here.
None to see here. I did do a little video of the painting of the Abomination, and then I looked back at the video and I went, do you know what, Andy? Your painting relies on gravity and your brush going in the right direction at the right time. So let's not share with the world your painting tips, because my painting tips basically boil down to, this looks like the right colour, and I'm going to stop the shake of my hand now for a couple of seconds and apply it here. There we go. And that's red, boys and girls. Red.
I like that. There must be some comedy painting videos out there, aren't there?
I think there are. I think mine would possibly constitute comedy in that. Do you have any concept of colour combinations or how colour wheels work? No, I don't. Mm-hmm. Did you just lick your brush to take blue paint off it? Yep. There's how I normally clean my brush.
I saw a good picture up the other day with from an art store with all the brushes there, and the owners have put up a little sign: "Please do not lick the brushes."
Yeah, that's because that's
COVID safe.
That's how you get a point. Mm-hmm.
It's totally right.
And then you use that for your palette, and then when you're finished with that colour, you do that there to get the colour off, and then you go to your next pot.
Exactly. Or accidentally dip it in your tea. One of those things.
You see, it doesn't matter for me, the whole teacup water cup, because normally I'll make a cup of coffee to sit and paint with and forget that it's there anyway.
Stone cold anyway.
So stone cold. So usually by the time I get onto the metallics, the coffee's getting used as a water cup. I know it just...
I know there's a lot of sadness and terror in the world at the moment, but there's nothing sadder than a cold cup of tea or coffee. It breaks me off.
Yeah, it just shows you that your life can go so much more wrong than you actually believed.
It was bad, and then that little little soft sitting there.
Oh, gotta show you this. Amuse the children for a couple of minutes. This is practice for you taking that university class.
Oh God, he's left me on my own.
Yeah.
Maybe some show tunes. I just want to be me. That's about as much as I've got. Where's he gone? I do like his backdrop. Look at that. He's got his own airship and everything.
Yeah, the class with a wooden chair on it. See, I'm back already. Because I know you hate to be alone. But really, Carl, at the end of the day, we're all alone. So alone.
Took a big dark turn very, very quickly.
So last month or last season, I introduced you to Taylors of Harrogate's Hot Lava Java.
Yeah, we tried that. We've gone back to our Sunday thing. I must admit, it was really nice.
Well, that's just because it's probably because you're English, and let's face it, you just don't have much taste in anything.
Coffee racism.
No, just cultural slights. However, this month I've invested in two Egberts.
You do.
But look at the size of that.
Look at that. That is, I mean, you can just pour water straight into that, surely.
Stop calling me Shirley. No, you have to wait until the dried bits are kind of stuck and they won't come out with a spoon. Then you just put the water straight in.
More importantly, I'm thinking, there's nothing better than that smell.
I mean, this is dried coffee, obviously. I mean, this is what we working class people normally have to put up with. Lately, thanks to that windfall, I've been buying filtered coffee or pods. Pods. Two types of pods.
More importantly, I'm thinking, what am I going to use that jar for later? I could store bases in that or something.
Well, I've taken to buying cheap battery operated LED lights strands and shovel them into bottles. I've got weird collection of bottles now filled with lights.
Yeah.
I'm thinking come the apocalypse, I can be like the light seller or something.
As long as you've got a steady-driven batteries, you're fine.
Well, Poundland, mate, you just stock up and it's like, we're going to explore the old buried mall. Ye best seek out wee Andy, the light seller.
Are they all pirates back then?
No, they will all be in the future. This is the future. This is my apocalypse.
Ah, brilliant.
Pirate apocalypse.
Nice. Like Starfleet.
Yeah. Starfleet. We're members of Starfleet. We're here for your spam.
Spam.
So yeah, in the wholesalers, £8 for I don't know, like all the grams.
All the grams. Doogie, Egberts, MD. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly. It's medical grade caffeine.
It's a great. That's a thing. Let's pick that label.
Medical grade.
I'll make a new label. Medical. Yes, I like that. Medical grade.
I think I'll have to do like a van up for that now or something for 70. I do actually have a van to do up, and I've got no idea for decals. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be medical grade.
And the table, innit? A new business ventures. That's it. Medical grade caffeine.
This is me now making a note. Medical grade.
Needs to come up with a name by next week.
No, that is its name because it's medical grade caffeine.
Don't need any more than that.
Medicaf. There you go.
Medicaf.
Medicaf with one of those I don't know what they call them, hyphens, lines, something. Do you know the thing they use in English for people that care?
I'm aware of that, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a word with a minus in the middle.
I think you deduct the second part of the word from the first part.
Yeah.
I think any vowels and consonants that are left, that's the word. That's how it works.
It always confused me because when do you use it and when do you not? Like camping trip, is that hyphenated?
No, 2 words.
Is it 2 words? So what decides the hyphenated word?
The UN.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, depending on need, I think. So there are some countries that get allocated a really small number of hyphens, and it's they're poor for it, I think.
Oh, here, Graham Rigg, did you see that? 2 YouTubers have been doing a prisoner retrospective, 1 episode a week. Someone may have sent them some of your painted figures and a flyer. You got a shout out last week.
Oh, thank you very much. Send
Nice
us a link, Graham, and I'll have a look.
Jez Hunt only drinks paint water these days.
That's lockdown for you.
I don't know what that is. Apparently, there's been a comment. Somebody must have said something naughty. There's been a comment held for review, and I've no idea. I can press show it.
Show it. RX Calf. There you go. Is that the one?
Apparently, that was dodgy.
Now, Sean has a basic medical training. I believe he's in the profession.
Right, so he's the right person to bring on as a consultant with medical grade caffeine.
Maybe a doctor, so he would know.
So not only can we give it a proper sciencey kind of name, because scientists, they're great, but we can actually say like endorsed by a doctor.
Yeah, endorsed by Sean Pike MD, and that would be great.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to him later. I'll find out.
Drop him an email or something like that there.
And there's a certificate
to
prove that it's certified.
Well, you could print off the certificates. The certificate's going to be written in pirate speak.
I believe that is our whole medical professional speak.
Yeah. Oh, I think
these days, you're screaming.
I think you're going to lose the leg.
I've only got a tickly throat. No, lose the leg.
And that hand's looking decidedly dodgy, but I've got a lovely range of hooks.
You've got a bad shoulder. Put a pirate on that. I don't know where I've got Irish for some reason. I don't know why there's that in there.
The good news is your left eye was removed successfully, but the splinters in my right eye. The bad news.
Course of leeches.
Oh, look, here we go. He's showing his brain power here. RX Medical, Latin for something Latin. Reciproco prescription.
Oh.
I'm glad that you're struggling with it too. Sean, you may be new to watching us, but we're idiots. Okay? I mean, we struggle to put together small words of 3, 4, 5 letters. The odd time we manage something clever, but only usually because we've watched a program beforehand that they used the clever word in. Yeah. I mean, I can't even say venomously in context.
I can't say barracuda.
I know. It's a real struggle being this much of an idiot, but I think we wear it well.
When the face is this pretty, no one cares what's coming out.
Dude, with a face you're pretty, you could be on wanted posters in every police station.
I am.
I'm sure you are. if you English still have police stations, I'm not sure if you do or not. Are they still little like country cottages with a little like lamp outside it and stuff?
No, it's essentially just TARDISes everywhere now.
Right. That's kind of awesome. Except in Manchester, where it's still 1973.
That's why Life on Mars was so successful.
Yeah, I love that documentary. I thought it was great.
Well, I'm going to have to go because I've got to speak to Sean.
Yeah, you've got to do real work. So let's wrap this up. Robert Meyer Burton and Helvius Babyface. I think I was on Helvius Babyface channel the Wednesday before Halloween.
Different thing.
Right, different thing. You'll check that out in due course. Well, boys and girls, girls and boys, and everything in between, above, beyond, and beneath. It has been an absolute pleasure for me. Because obviously I've got to spend time with Carl.
Good. You're fit.
Yeah. So I can face Saturday renewed and invigorated because what he doesn't realise is that secretly I drain off his life energy every time we talk. I get younger and he gets more withered and tired and old. And eventually there will only be wee Andy and there will be no Carl.
I think my face will start to appear in your shoulder, like how to get ahead in advertising. I think that's what's next.
This isn't a miniature. This is the future.
Is that the strap line? I like that.
This is mini Carl. I should wear my master costume some week and just sort of do that with the
TCE. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, I must actually stick on one of the costumes for a Saturday morning 7 TV. I'll stick on the Brigadier or something because that's kind of easy to wear, and then we can talk about I was going to say unit, but you're not allowed to call them unit.
You just talk about Doctor Who. I can do that all day.
We can talk about Doctor Who and inadvertently talk about your fantastic soldiers.
We talk about that. Yeah.
And I've got all of them painted. I think I'm only missing 2 heavy weapons teams at my last count.
What do you need? What Bazooka?
No. That wasn't a dig. What I'm basically saying is, actually, over in the corner, I have trays and trays of painted crooked dice stuff. And I must actually get them out for a wee. It's actually quite often, because I'm alone and I don't really enjoy solo gaming, but quite often I bring out my soldiers and I'll just play toy soldiers with them.
Just have a little pew pew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's great fun.
It's pretty right.
And I've varnished them really well, so when I roll paint pots at them as Daleks, chunk!
I don't, until you just said that, I've not really thought that is quite a good Dalek shape, isn't it? That.
Yeah. And it slides, and if you varnish your miniatures really well, it doesn't do them any harm, but it knocks them enough that they kind of fall over and die. Anyway, listen, you've got 8 minutes and you've got another programme. Guys and girls, thanks for being with us. It's been a pleasure for me. It's been okay for Carl. It's been tolerable, obviously, for you guys because you have watched. But that'll learn you. Don't do it next week. And with that, I suppose we should... I'll do the swipey thing and let them get end credits. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you later.